Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Medieval Fate episode, and I am Rack Comedy. And yes, I've taken over the podcast right now. Well, it's pretty simple, really. Nobody here wanted to cover this topic, really. It wasn't even announced at the, official Discord schedule, but, what gives? I'm the only one over here who's seen this shit. So, I think I'm gonna be alone in this stupidest episode, so whatever. So today's episode, we're gonna be talking about if, yes, if the Imaginary Friends movie, 2024, released on May something 2024. Let me just research here real quick. May 17, 2024. USA. So development began in 2019, and it was in development for 5 years. Released this year, and it was $110 million budget versus a 163 box office profits, which it's a flop. Unfortunately, or fortunately, what gives? Nobody here wanted to see this movie, so except me, who ironically went to see it, and I'm gonna be telling you my thoughts and blah blah. Let's just get to it, okay? So I did take notes, so let's just get started, okay? Oh, and before we begin, when we went to see a movie, for one of our episodes, we saw the trailer, and we were all laughing at the purple thing, the monster, the if. Sorry. And we're all just saying, "Oh my God, it's Grimace! Oh yay!" And we all just end up calling it the Grimace Shake movie. And on my notes, I do have it titled as Grimace movie. So yes, I'm gonna be referring to it as the Grimace movie because who cares? Okay, so let's just begin. So the movie begins with montage of Bea and parents playing. Doesn't really matter, with her. If I suppose I arrived late to the intro, I didn't take notes there, but whatever. So the movie begins with protagonist Bea being taken to to a nanny's apartment, and Bea stares at some childhood pics, and oh, by the way, spoilers. By the way, I'm sorry, but who cares? Well, some people care, so click off. So Bea is now staring at childhood pics, and she's 12, by the way, if you're asking. I know someone was going to ask, and she has a father, shockingly, and he's in the hospital, okay, suffering from a heartbreak. Later in the notes, I said it was on a heartbreak or whatever, and Bea really fucking hates being treated like a 5-year-old, and doesn't like the fun shit. She thinks she's a big girl, blah blah. Typical tween shit. Yeah, and whatever. She goes visit to the hospital. See dad, and dad's like all fun and shit. Childhood shit, embracing the child inside of him, and just like, no, I hate this. And here's a quote that I written down: "Life isn't always fun." Bea Daddy, 2024. And he says he's not sick, by the way. Her mom's probably dead, and I didn't see the intro. But whatever. She is. She's dead. Okay. Yeah. What gives? And we're asking the thing here takes place in Liberty City, New York, and she goes to investigate something in her room. It's just some childhood shit. She grabs a camera, and then I think we're in a. God, I don't like the notes I took here. My fucking notes are killing me right now. They're stopping me from proceeding further. Like I had to keep eyes on the movie and as well as take notes. So I was basically taking them blind. Whatever. So we go at night and there's somebody watching Bea. Oh no! So she traveled to a thrift store, is now walking back, and then something is following her. Turns around, I think, and then this thing, the one that's been watching Bea, starts running, and then run, and then she runs away, and blah blah. The thing is talking to someone, and well, Bea knocks on the door, and then boom, I think Bea's neighbor, Cal, Cal. Okay, so neighbor Cal. Okay, and then Bea asked neighbor, what's going on, blah blah. She even asked her something about having a daughter, and the neighbor Cal, sorry, said he doesn't have one. Okay. But then Bea asked to see her, she's referring to the thing that's been watching her. But then an old woman appears saying shit like, hey, what the hell, man? You shouldn't be here. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Well, it's not really 3 a.m. in the morning, but like, whatever. And Bea goes back to her apartment room. Then turns out she brought a charger for the camera. She charges it. And then later in the day, she, next day, she brings flowers for daddy. Aww. She spots a young boy in the hospital. And he broke his leg. Aww. And I think his arm. And his buttocks. I hate my writing. And then they talk for a little bit. His name is Benjamin. And, and she basically leaves him. Sorry. And then he goes to to dad, and dad's not there. Whatever. So then it turns out he was hiding in the closet. Ooh. And then Bea says it's not funny. Anyway, so we skip a little bit, and Bea's watching some brain rot dances on the camera, and then later. God, I'm struggling with my notes. Jesus. Oh my god. And then she hears a thud. And that was, the thing that was following her. And then, at night, they all take place at night, Bea spies on, this thing and, Cal wandering around. Then they break into a neighbor's house, and then Cal finds himself into a little girl's room. Then it's littered with toys. He's gotta avoid the toys. Oh, and then he goes into the closet, and then our Lord and Savior, fucking Grimace, was hiding there. Fucking Grimace. Okay. And yes, I do call him Grimace throughout this fucking notes, of course. So, so Grimace here has a little argument with Cal, and Grimace here is one playful motherfucker. He's a goofy tone, okay. And apparently, Cal and Grimace have been talking before the events of the film. Okay, they've been arguing for like years, I think. I don't know. And then there's a trope in the movie that Grimace, sneezes hella loud, and he sneezes in the dude. But whatever, he's an if. Okay, and I'll tell you right now, other children can't sense ifs, so what gives? So Grimace and Cal escapes, and then Bea was watching, and then she turns around, and then holy shit, there was an if behind her, the thing that was following her, and Bea just dies. The end. So that's it for this episode. Nope, that's not the end. Sorry. Thing is that She wakes up. Okay, she just fainted. And then she's having some pics, and then boom, there's another jump scare. This time it was from Grimace, and actually Grimace's real name is Blue, because his. Oh, I'll tell you soon enough. Whatever. But Bea is scared of Grimace. Okay, and then then you got the unnamed If. Okay, looking like a 30s character. Okay, this 30s If just insults Grimace a little bit, then drinks some tea, and reveals her name to be Blossom. Spelled the same as Powerpuff Girls Blossom. If you're actually, we all know what the hell. What gives? Okay, there's always gonna be one guy that's always asking. So, but if you're whatever. And right here we get to know the neighbor's name is Cal. So I already will reveal it to you. So Grimace here belongs to some kid named Jeremy, and Jeremy named him Blue. He accidentally confused blue with purple, so that's why he's named Blue. I'm referring to Grimace here, okay? And Cal has a little anger here, and Bea imagines how many imaginary friends from exist, and they call themselves Ifs, but whatever. Ifs go around searching for new kids, because their old kids have abandoned them, and now they want a new kid to serve a new purpose. Semi Toy Story thingy right here. I really am gonna be talking about my entire catalog of notes. God, I already got through the first 2 pages. Well, almost. And then Bea really doesn't think she's a kid. She leaves Grimace, Blossom, Cal, and just goes to sleep. Next day, another hospital visit. That womp womp, Benjamin is gone. So she gives him one flower, just one, to Ben's dihydrogen monoxide cup. That's it. And then for some reason she goes around a bit, and then boom, fucking Grimace is at the fucking hospital in the cart. For some reason Bea decides to keep him around and shit. How did he even get here? I don't know. Like, did they even teleport or something? Like, I have a lot of questions that this movie doesn't even answer. So she sees Grimace getting out of the car. Ben returns, Benjamin, and he can't see Ifs, unfortunately. And Bea just starts believing that this thing is a fucking curse, and then Grimace spends like 30 seconds doing some cringy noises. I'm sorry, Blue. Already said this, but Grimace and Blossom are looking for new kids to adopt them. Grimace is dumb, he actually has low intelligence, and then after hearing about Blossom and Grimace, that hey, we need new kids, Bea suddenly like, yeah, let's go and help out, yay. And now she wants to help out Cal, the neighbor. And then she proclaims she's a child out of nowhere as well. Like, yay, I'm a child. Well, legally you are, and spiritually you are now. Okay, it's like you just rejected your evil half of the spirit. Now you're just embracing the good side. Whatever. And so then Cal takes Bea to a train, and out of context it seems a little weird that some man takes underage girl to a train without parent approval. Pretty strange. And I noted this in the background, and there was this old guy wearing AirPods. An old guy wearing AirPods. Why did I write that down? I have no idea. But they go to an amusement park or whatever, and apparently this is the ifs residence where all the ifs reside, and right there I just called it like foster's home for imaginary friends, you know. Got similar concept and shit, you know. Apparently most critics agree that, you know, it shares some similarities with foster's home, and I was right. Whatever, I'm just gotta got myself the cast right here just in case, because, you know, there's a fuck ton of ifs. Okay, so let's keep going. So they go to the amusement park. I already said that, and the cow just, you know, goes to rob the key, and, you know, tells Bea to just stay. And unfortunately for Cal, Bea is a 12-year-old, and 12-year-olds don't typically listen to authority, so she just goes along and just keeps going. Of course. And Cal opens a carousel, down some stairs, and then boom, we get to foster's home for imaginary friends. Basically, it's some hallway, and they keep going. Bea finds a Discord moderator Giga Chat that just sits there and watches TV, and then she also sees some weird shit, guys. I don't know, I don't remember. Then more strangers were on a meeting. Okay, so there is a booger. Yes, a literal booger. There is a flower, a violin, a rat, and there's more. And then, you know, they spot Bea, and then they're all like, "What the hell? What the hell?" And then, you know, there was also a bubble amongst the stranger group. You know, there was this on a meeting, and the bubble pops. Then Cal begins chatting with Woodman. And then funny spy guy appears. The spy guy is a fucking Chad, you know. And, you know, they go to some pool, and then, you know, funny if doing pool shit, and for some reason Blossom's here. Like, they can literally teleport. Literally. Like, there's like, I don't know if there's like more than one Blossom, or, you know, something dark magic secrets only the Sith know. Like, what the fuck? How can you just go from like place to place? We could just explain it away like, oh, imaginary friends, haha. Whatever. And then they go to a peace garden, and then they see that there is Freddy Fazbear there. Well, not Freddy Fazbear. He's a old teddy bear named Lewis, Lewis, and he was voiced by Louis Gossett Jr. Okay. Fortunately, this man died before, you know, before the film release. You know, and I heard that the movie was dedicated to him. And, you know, Louis was a good character. He was really well written. He was, you know, quite a wholesome character. You know, the voice actor really did a good job. So, R.I.P. And Lewis here founded the place, and he is canonically 93 years old. Okay. Side note: Cal's real name is Calvin, like Calvin Klein. You know, and Lewis says that, you know, apparently this place can mold. You can mold it to be whatever you want, and then, you know, if you use your imagination, and then Bea decides to use her imagination, and then Gremlins arrives, and also Robot F, and then this place is this place turns into a fever dream when, you know, Cal's suffering, you know, trying to survive this attitude, then he's thrown into a pool, and then somehow, you know, there's, you know, he travels down to the paint, and then he's in the fucking art room, and then, you know, some lizard pushes Cal into some custard, and then everybody's watching, and then even the fucking Discord cat is watching, and then insert cheesy dance scene, which, you know, so 2 humans and a bunch of CGI monsters, and then and this I wrote down on this fucking thing, like, this movie's gonna become a Rule 34 hotspot. Am I on drugs? And he ends up in a restaurant. They leave. Like, Bea and Cal leave, and yeah. Yes, this entire thing was an acid trip. What the hell is this? I'm just gonna fucking just respond right there. Whatever. Okay, so right now, so you leave and then something happens. There's an invisible if, and then he basically trips over Cow. Yes, there's an invisible if. Okay, and yes, he's also unwanted, unfortunately. So the next day, Bea goes to the hospital again. Brings more flowers to Ben and Dad. He gives a clay download to Ben because why not? And then here's where the things get a little saucy here. Bea asks Ben if he ever had an if. First thing first, Ben is like 8 or 9 years old, and she's returned to the hospital. No. And then turns out he doesn't have an if. So they begin interviewing us. So they begin, they interview a unicorn, a booger, a rat, a robot, a bubble, a lizard, octo cat, I think, a ghost man, not man, gummy bear, the spy guy. Spy guy's fucking badass. Grimace, of course. I stopped taking notes. The list is endless. And for some reason, they take the whole fucking army to the hospital. Every single one of these rejected ifs go to the hospital. Why? I don't know. But they try out for like an hour to try to get these ifs. Bea basically brings an if. Can you see him? No. And that goes on for like a while, and they cut back to the interviews and shit. There's a cheesy fart joke here, and they couldn't get an if for Ben. And Ben then tells her, at least you have me. Yes, yeah. They kind of like each other in a normal way. Okay. Anyway, so then I think we returned back to the home for imaginary friends, and Lewis says that an if can go back to their original child if they can remember them. So let's just say you have a coin for an if. Okay, so you move on from your coin, and life goes on. So, and your coin if is sad and alone. But if you remember, if you use your brain, he can come back. Even harder than William Afton, okay? He can come back somehow, and you'll never be alone, okay? He will forever haunt you. Thank you, Lewis. And so then they just sit for like 16 seconds with their eyes closed, imagining, and then they go to the carnival. Actually, all the ifs go. And there's an error here. Part of the interview, there was this marshmallow if was on fire, and he was very small. But then in this new scene in the carnival, he grew in size. What the hell? And then I think at night she visits a hospital and finds Dad, and Dad doesn't want to abandon childhood traits. Whatever. And this little dialogue here, when Bea and Louis were talking about, that was actually a good scene. Mostly carried by Lewis. Bea goes back home, has a little chat with Nanny, and she learns that Nanny wanted to be a ballerina. She gives and Nanny gives Bea a photo. Now, if you were keeping up with me, you know that Bea and Calvin are the only people that can see if. So guess what? She sees the photo and she finds an if. But it turns out this isn't an ordinary if. This is Blossom, for goodness sake. Yup, Blossom is Nanny's if. You know. She's been with Nanny forever. And you know, Nanny can't see the if, okay? Or at least that's what I wrote down, okay? Like, the Nanny hasn't seen Blossom in like a millennium, okay? She's been ignoring her. And you know, I wrote down in my notes. There are some kids playing sound effects in my theater, and there's also a crying child. So unfortunately, in my theater, I had to deal with brain rot sound effects as well as some fucking imbecile that was just crying there. Like, just take your kid outside, okay? I don't want this little brat here just ruining the experience, okay? Just take him out. Take him out. We don't want him here, okay? Calm him down and bring him back, okay? That's the least you can do, okay? You're doing humanity a service right there, okay? Sorry for the little worked up rant. I need to get back to my notes and we're almost done, okay? This is the last page. Thank God. But I wrote down a lot, unfortunately, so so Bea decides to, you know, go to a music recorder, you know, play some music, and then the Nanny sees the music, hears the music, sorry. You can't see music unless if it's some spreadsheet or something. And she stares, and then she dances. And then Blossom starts going orange, and then Blossom is dancing with the Nanny, okay? So right there, they have like reconnected or something, and you know, maybe even they remembered each other. So yay! Blossom's now with the Nanny, and the next day, Spy Guy comes in. I always call him Spy Guy. Okay, I never knew his name, so I just keep calling him Spy Guy. This Chad, basically just goes in, gives me a folder, gets out, simple as that, and refuses to elaborate further. Chad, and she opens a folder, and you know, and now she goes to the streets, and she's taking Grimace with her, and the folder contains an image of Jeremy. God damn, I've been reading this stupid note so much, you know, I forgot about his name. Jeremy. Yep, got it on first try. Jeremy. She got a picture of Jeremy, so. Okay. So they are forcing Grimace to, you know, go to the bathroom. You know, because, you know, they're in a coffee shop. You know, the Jeremy goes to the bathroom. And, you know, they force Grimace to go to the bathroom. And Bea has the fucking guts to go to the men's bathroom. No, she actually goes there and... Bro. That's all I have to say. Anyway, so, Grimace owner is reciting something, you know. It is preparing for a office meeting, okay? Do a presentation. And, you know, Grimace approaches the owner, he sneezes, and oh, there's a mess. Oh no! And the owner leaves. No, the owner. The owner, not the owner. Jeremy. Oh my god. And they give Jeremy's no, what the hell did I write here? They continue following the Jeremy, and you know, they give Jeremy Grimace's profile and eat something from the bakery. Bea ate something from the bakery, you know, the cafeteria, whatever the fuck it was. And Jeremy starts to remember Grimace, and Grimace is glowing orange. And yay, Grimace and Jeremy have reconnected. Yay. And then, you know, they Grimace reconnecting with Jeremy gives him a lot of confidence, for his, meeting, and then he goes in and does his meeting, okay? But we don't get to hear the meeting, okay? Because, we skip and we return to, the home for imaginary friends. All the F's are cheering for Grimace, like, the absolute Chad that he is, fucking Grimace. And, yeah, and then Bear thinks, we make a good team. Yeah, we make a good team. If it weren't for all the ifs, we'd be toast. Woo! It's ifin' time. Oh my god, bro! And then just Grimace all over the place. Then they hear something's wrong with Dad, and she's worried, and then she wants Cal's help, and apparently the dad is dying from the heartbreak, And then there's another crying child in my theater, and yes, the dad is dying, and Bea tells him a story about I didn't write it down. And she cries while telling him, and the dad somehow returns to life and asks how the story ends, and he somehow returned. And he was happy. The dad was happy. He liked the story. And next day, Bea knocks on Cal's door, and for some reason, whoa, it's locked. Then the old lady, from the beginning, the one that complained about Bea at 3 a.m. has returned, and she's in a better mood because it's not like 4 in the morning causing a ruckus, and She opens the door, she got the keys, and then boom, there's nobody there. Then she investigates, and nobody's there again. So next day, again, another next day, Dad and Bear are gonna be leaving New York, okay? And pack up the car, Bea drops a box, contains, childhood shit, especially to her mother, Rip, mom. And then they realize that, she realizes that somebody was in the photo. It was her dad, her mother, obviously, rest in peace, and her very own If. I'm not gonna hype it up any further. His name is freaking Calvin. Okay? Yep, Cal was an If all this time. He opens the door and finds nothing there, and then Cal's door woman, he finds nothing there, and she gives a grateful speech, to Cal, like thank you, blah blah blah. Then kaboom, Cal returns. She hugs him. Bea goes on another monologue about ifs, and then right at the very end, we had to see a little revelation. That apparently, the ifs, ifs can see their companion, their human companion. It's revealed that human companions can also see their very own ifs. Like, the nanny and Blossom have a conversation. Yep, a little conversation. Yep. And then, Cal then goes around, reuniting ifs with their owners. Spy Guy, Unicorn Lady, and they all get to reunite with their ifs, and owners can see their ifs. Yup. What the hell, man? Like, how can Bea see other people's ifs? Like, what the hell? I mean, it's understandable for Cal, but is Bea an if? Was the dad on a coma the entire time, just imagining shit? Like, what? This shit got deep a little. Like, this shit is kind of confusing for kids flick. And Benjamin got an if now. It was the dragon, the clay dinosaur. It was a dragon. Yep. And he's got an if. and they all return home, and Bea and the dad return home, and it was all happily ever after. But the dad falls to the ground because the invisible if was the dad's if. Yep. And that's the end. Okay, it ends right there. Thoughts on the movie? It was, well, I spoke a little negative about there, yeah. Oh, actually not a lot, but very negatively. But it was about the complex plot. Like, it was so stupidly complex for some reason. Like, why? And there's some plot holes here and there that, made me question shit. But whatever. So, yeah. So the voice acting was actually very good from, all the voice acting, Steve Carell was here, Louis Gossett, rest in peace. There's a lot of people here that, just for the sake of, marketing. And the acting was pretty good. I think that, the main characters, Bea and Cal, they did a really good job. And here's a little fun fact: Bea's actor, Kaylee Fleming, she played young Ray and young Sylvie. So yeah, she's got some experience, okay? And what I think of the movie, what I'd rate it, I'll rate it a 6.5 oiled up iron hearts out of 10. It's good for your children. If your children are gonna watch it, then sure, go ahead. It's very good for them. But you might just stick around, find some good shit here and there. But like, it's meh. I mean, it's alright. Like something along those lines. Yeah. So that's about it. So yeah, that's about it for this episode of Me Have Faith. Thank you for watching. YouTube is at the bug that lives in your bed. And that's really under all my social media. So that's it. Catch you later.